Okay, so continue. On the surface, these two approaches, that of philosophers and that of the sages, appear to contradict each other. There is, however, not true. They are both true, and there is no discrepancy between them at all. The explanation is as follows. Okay. The qualities that the philosopher deem evil, and concerning which they say that a person who has no desire for them is more elevated than one who has a desire but overcomes it, are those that all people will appreciate as evil. For example, murder, theft, robbery, cheating, damaging a person who has performed no harm, repaying good for evil, demeaning one's parents, and the like. Okay, so let's try to understand what is the comparison. So we try to compare Rambam is trying to compare two approaches. Who is on higher level? The one who does not have any desires, or opposite, the one who has desires but overcomes them, or like, why? Because he said HaShem said so. Okay, so let's do with details. On the surface, the two approaches that the philosophers and the sages appear to contradict each other. Okay, there is, however, not true. They are both true, and there is no discrepancy between them at all. So now we go into details. The explanation is as follows. The quality that the philosopher deem evil, and concerning which they say a person who has no desires for them is more elevated than one who has desires. So it's a first paragraph that we did. So they say the tzaddik who does not have desires to do bad and only desires to do good, so he's on higher level than the person who has desire, because the desires, as we said, comes from this bad soul, right? So he's on a lower level, this guy who has desires but overcame, right? So one more time, has no desire but overcome it, right? So they have desire but overcome it. Are those that all people will appreciate as evil. And what desire they had, they overcome it. For example, murder, okay, theft, robbery, cheating, damaging a person. So I mean, everybody understands that it's negative things, right? Damaging a person who has performed no harm. Repaying good for evil, demeaning one's parents, and the like. So those everybody universally accept that those are negative things. Okay, right? Because if we say meat and milk, the combination milk and milk, not everybody, only Jews, and I guess only religious Jews. But say other eat and they have no problem with that. Continue. These are the next paragraph. These are the commandments, which even if they had not been recorded in the Torah, it would have been proper to inscribe them. Okay, inscribe them. They are referred to by some of these wise men of the later generations who have fallen into the sickness of the sect of Medabrim, as rational commandments. There is no doubt that a soul that desires to perform any of these acts is a soul that deprives qualities. For refined soul will not desire any of these base things at all, and will not suffer discomfort for holding back from them. Okay, so let's try to understand what it says here. Okay, so from the beginning, and we're going to expand. Let's see, it's a very short chapter. So it says there are commandments. These are commandments. So meaning this murder, theft, and so on. These are commandments which, even if they had not been recorded in the Torah, it would have been proper to inscribe them. So there is, as we said, universally recognizable bad deeds, right, as a murder and theft. So even without Torah, so we have to remember that Torah was given much later, like not from the beginning of the world, right? People lived by 6 and then 7 laws of Noah, right, for many years. And in addition to these 7 laws of Noah, we have all of these rational laws, right? All of this that makes sense. That you don't need somebody to come to you and say that you have to observe them. For example, shatnez, we need somebody to come to us and explain what is shatnez, and don't do it, even though we don't understand, but it does not make any difference. Or the question was asked today about kilaim. But kilaim does it make sense? I don't think so. It does not also, right? It's one of the chukim, right? One of the laws that do not have like logical explanation. Even though there is some explanation, but it's not the main point of the explanation of the laws. Continue. They are referred to by the some of the wise men of the later generation, who have fallen into the sickness of the sect of Medabrim, rational commandments, right? As rational commandments. So those people say, okay, so those are rational commandments. So let me quickly, if I can find, I don't want to take your time, but I want to see Medabrim, what we said. It says, see chapter 1 with the notes. 1 second, chapter 4. Okay, quickly. Chapter 1 is the notes. Okay, here we go. A sect of Arab philosophers. The root of the word medaber is daber, speak. The name medaber was given to the sect because the member perfected the techniques of philosophic dialogue. Okay. So all of the people who can speak a lot, but if you listen to what they speak, it's that there's no substance. Okay, it sounds logical but empty. Okay. So one more time. So after we see these Arabs, okay, with the philosophy, they are referred to by some wise men of a later generation who fallen into the sickness of the sect Medabrim. So I guess some Jews also follow that as rational commandments. Okay, so they call it all these rational commandments, which is not very far from the truth. I mean, we understand it's not good. There is no doubt that a soul that desires to perform any of these acts is a soul that deprives qualities, meaning to murder someone. Right? For a refined soul will not desire any of these base things at all, and will not suffer discomfort from holding back from them. Okay, so that's main point of Rambam. So maybe some things, for example, if somebody wants to eat cheese, milk and meat together, so a person can suffer, right? While this is not allowed, that is not allowed, and or some forbidden relationship. But this one, the murder, nobody suffered that he can. I mean, normal people that he cannot murder or steal or other things. Okay.